There comes a point in life where nothing is completely broken, but nothing really feels right either, where you're still showing up every day, still doing what you're supposed to do, still answering messages, still getting through your routine, and yet somewhere deep inside, there's this quiet, unsettling feeling that you've drifted too far from who you used to be. And the hardest part isn't that you don't know what to do next, it's that you don't even recognize yourself anymore.
You didn't lose your life, you lost yourself in it. Most people don't wake up one day and suddenly feel lost for no reason, because feeling lost is rarely about a single moment. It's usually the result of a long, slow drift, where you've been moving forward in life without ever really checking in with yourself. Where you've been doing what makes sense on paper, what looks right to other people, what feels safe and responsible. And somewhere along the way, without even realizing it, you stopped asking yourself whether any of it still feels true to who you are. You built a routine, you followed expectations, you kept going. And from the outside, everything might even look fine, maybe even successful. But internally, something feels off, like you're living a life that fits, but doesn't belong to you. You started living on autopilot. There's a subtle shift that happens when you stop being present in your own life and start running on autopilot, where your days begin to blur together, where you wake up, check your phone, go through your schedule, finish what needs to be done, distract yourself at night, and repeat the same cycle again the next day, without ever pausing long enough to ask yourself how you actually feel about any of it. Autopilot feels efficient. It keeps you moving. It helps you function. But it also disconnects you from your inner world. Because when you're constantly reacting to what's in front of you, you lose the space to reflect on what's happening within you. And over time, that disconnection builds quietly, until one day you realize you've been living, but not really experiencing your own life.
You followed a path that was never really yours. A lot of people feel lost not because they lack direction, but because the direction they've been following was shaped by expectations they never questioned. Expectations from family, from culture, from society, from the idea of what a good life is supposed to look like. You chose stability over curiosity, approval over authenticity, security over meaning. And at the time, it made sense. It felt like the right thing to do. But over time, the gap between who you are and how you're living becomes impossible to ignore. And that gap is where the feeling of being lost begins. Because deep down, you can feel it when something isn't aligned, even if you can't explain it clearly, even if everything looks fine on the surface.
You stopped listening to yourself. One of the most important skills we lose as adults is the ability to listen to ourselves. Not in a surface-level way, but in a quiet, honest, unfiltered way, where we actually pay attention to what we feel, what we need, and what's not working anymore. At some point, you got busy, you got distracted, you got used to prioritizing everything else. Deadlines, responsibilities, other people's expectations, and slowly your own voice became background noise. You ignored the discomfort, you brushed off the unease, you told yourself it's just a phase or that you'll deal with it later. But later kept getting pushed further away, and eventually you stopped hearing yourself altogether. You got too comfortable with fine. There's a dangerous place that a lot of people live in without realizing it, and that place is fine, where things aren't bad enough to force change, but they're not meaningful enough to bring fulfillment either. You're not struggling, but you're not excited. You're not unhappy, but you're not alive. And that in-between state can last for years, because there's no urgency, no crisis, no clear reason to make a change. Just a quiet sense that something is missing, something you can't quite name. And over time, that quiet emptiness becomes your normal. You never give yourself space to pause. Modern life rewards constant movement, constant productivity, constant engagement. And because of that, stopping can feel uncomfortable, even wrong, like you're falling behind or wasting time. So you keep going. You fill your schedule. You fill your mind. You avoid silence. But without space, there's no clarity. Without stillness, there's no awareness. And without awareness, you can't reconnect with yourself. Sometimes the reason you feel lost is not because you don't know where to go, but because you've never given yourself the chance to stop and look.
Reconnecting is not about becoming someone new. When people feel lost, their instinct is often to change everything, to become more disciplined, more successful, more confident, to build a better version of themselves. But reconnecting with yourself is not about becoming someone else. It's about returning to who you already are, underneath everything you've been carrying. It's about removing what no longer fits, letting go of what was never yours, and rediscovering what has always been there, but got buried under layers of expectation and routine. Start small, but start honest. You don't need to reinvent your entire life to reconnect with yourself. You just need to start creating small moments of honesty in your day. Moments where you're not performing, not distracting yourself, not trying to be productive, but simply being present. Maybe it's sitting in silence for 10 minutes without your phone. Maybe it's writing down what you're actually feeling without filtering it. Maybe it's doing something you used to love before life got complicated. These small acts don't seem like much, but they are the beginning of rebuilding a relationship with yourself. Learn to be alone without feeling empty. One of the clearest signs of disconnection is when you can't be alone without feeling uncomfortable, because when you're alone, there's nothing to distract you from yourself. And if you don't feel connected to who you are, that silence can feel overwhelming. But learning to be alone is not about isolation. It's about becoming familiar with your own presence again. It's about reaching a point where being with yourself doesn't feel like something to escape from, but something to return to. Accept that you are lost and that it's okay. The first step to reconnecting with yourself is not action, it's acceptance. Acceptance that you don't have everything figured out, that you feel disconnected, that you're unsure about your direction. Because pretending you're okay keeps you stuck, but being honest with yourself opens the door to change. Feeling lost is not a failure. It's often a signal that something in your life is no longer aligned, and that something deeper is asking for your attention.
Maybe you're not as lost as you think you are. Maybe you're just far away from yourself. And what you need isn't a new direction, but a return. A quiet, honest return to the parts of you that you've been ignoring for too long. You don't have to rush. You don't have to fix everything overnight. Just start by listening. Start by being honest. Start by showing up for yourself in small ways. And over time, something begins to shift. Clarity returns, connection rebuilds, and life starts to feel like yours again. Because the truth is, you were never truly lost. You just forgot how to come back. Subscribe to Simple Life, where we don't just chase meaning, we learn how to feel it again.